Listen, America has a bad habit of pretending history isn't repeating itself. We don't want to believe that federal agents rounding up workers, masked and armed to the teeth, is anything but law and order. But what we saw in California last week, that's not just enforcement. Those are terroristic acts designed to invoke one feeling, and that feeling is fear. We need to talk about what ICE has become. I'm Michael Fanone, and this is The Michael Fanone Show. You might have seen the footage. Military-style immigration raids at cannabis farms in Ventura County, California. We're talking helicopters overhead, smoke grenades, masked agents in body armor, and over 200 arrests in a single day. According to the Associated Press, one worker fell off a rooftop while running from agents and was later removed from life support at a local hospital. Others were hospitalized after clashes with federal officers. At least 8 injured, several minors detained. And this wasn't some rogue op. This was ICE, under federal orders with backup from the National Guard and local law enforcement. ICE didn't target violent criminals with outstanding warrants. They raided licensed cannabis farms. Some of these workers were here on valid visas or pending asylum claims. According to the Washington Post, a number of them had no criminal record at all. But ICE didn't just storm the farms. They used tear gas and rubber bullets on protesters who showed up after the footage spread on TikTok and Instagram. People were coughing up blood, running in a panic. A Guardian report described it as chaotic and frightening, and reminiscent of war zones. And right on cue, here comes Tom Homan, Trump's former ICE director, doing the Fox News tour.
Congress comparing ICE to Nazis and racists. You got Tim Walz, another loser, who compares them to the Gestapo. And understand this, these members of Congress are vilifying them. The ICE officers are simply enforcing the law that they wrote.
Homan says comparisons to the Gestapo are disgusting, inflammatory, and endangering to his officers. He claims violence against ICE is up 700% and that this kind of rhetoric is to blame. Well, Tom, let me give you a little reminder of what the Gestapo did. They were secret police, they operated without transparency, they used terroristic tactics and violence as control, they targeted entire communities for suspicion, and they answered only to authoritarian power. So when ICE raids a farm using tear gas in masks on legal workers and children, when people are hospitalized, and when even governors and mayors don't know the details of these operations until after they happen, you don't get to say the comparison is off the table. You have to answer for it. Look, I'm not saying ICE is identical to the Gestapo, but I am saying the tactics we're seeing, no warrants, no oversight, masked raids, injured civilians, those aren't American values. And I'm saying that dismissing those concerns instead of acknowledging and addressing them, that's how democracies slide into authoritarianism. Not overnight, but one unaccountable agency at a time. Just in case you think the ICE crackdown is some kind of bureaucratic misfire, let's be clear. It's coming straight from the top. Donald Trump just posted this, saying he's giving total authorization for ICE to arrest anyone who throws a rock, a brick, or hell, probably just looks at them funny. He calls protesters slime balls. He said ICE can use whatever means is necessary. And he announced, quote, authorization immediately granted for arrest and incarceration. That's not a legal directive. That's a tantrum in all caps. Law enforcement doesn't take orders from Truth Social. We don't run a country on vibes and vengeance. And no president, sitting or otherwise, gets to deputize ICE as his personal militia. Tom Homan and ICE want to be trusted. They need to act like law enforcement, not a paramilitary force. That means transparency. That means clear targets. That means not racially profiling or arresting people without the appropriate burden of proof. That means due process, because we don't need another generation growing up afraid of their government agents. We need communities that feel protected, not hunted. I'm Mike Fanone. This isn't about politics. This is about how we treat people on our soil. And if ICE won't follow the Constitution, then maybe it's time to shut them down.